match is now officially a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
I can't see my fantasy, I'm so consumed in bed. What I see takes over me, I'm blind beyond repair.
We are going to see Blood and Guts live. In
Blood and Guts.
Blood and Guts.
We're gonna say blood and guts about 12 fucking times tonight. You know
we're gonna
that,
say
right?
it more than let's do a drinking game. Since I have a beer, you have a beer. Anytime any one of us say blood and guts, Trevor, that is not a beer.
I didn't have time to stop. Sue me.
It could be if it's fermented enough.
Boys, in 4 weeks, Detroit gets pretty shafted on shit, with the exception of WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 23.
Ooh, and
Hell in a Cell 2017.
You know what though? What about all the what do we get? 3 Survivor Series or 2 Survivor Series? Yes, J Fam.
Yeah, Jay. Are you gonna be there, Jay? Are you gonna be? I haven't seen you in like a decade, man. I'd love to run into you. Oh my god, what a time to be a wrestling fan in Detroit. But yeah, we did have a couple Survivor Series. I mean, Undertaker beat Hogan at Survivor Series 89 or 90. 90 in Detroit on my birthday. My dad had a ticket, so I assume my dad missed my birthday for that match.
Bro, we had fucking Halloween Havoc here too.
When?
Fucking back in the Palace.
Well, okay, let me rephrase this. Detroit, since WrestleMania fucking 23, has been shafted.
We've been
on
fucking
pay-per-views.
We had Hell in a Cell. That's it.
And we had Hangman joining the Bullet Club in Dearborn, but that wasn't Detroit. That was Michigan still. We're getting blood and guts. And I could not be more excited about that. But before we continue on, my name is Clinton Davis. You can find me at PK Batman on Twitter. To my right is Ethan Hubbard. You can find him at Jensen Collins 3 on Twitter. And beneath us is holy shit, it's Trevor Davis at Nightmare Cuda on Twitter. You can find us at On a Forklift Pod on Twitter as well. Channel Snickle Fritz on YouTube or PK Batman 420 on Twitch. I'm trying to get better with the audio shit, but I'm lazy.
Also, we have a TikTok that we don't use, but you can find us there. And if you follow us, we might use it.
Maybe.
And there's one person that's missing that apparently had a steel chair waiting for me. So
I might hop on. Okay. Well, Russ might join us later. He might not. But right now, we have a lot to talk about because wrestling has had a lot going in the past fucking 4 days. My favorite match of all time happened in the past 4 days. I've watched it every day. I've watched 2 things outside of this Dynamite in the past 4 days, and that has been that match and Shorzy. I have watched Shorzy at least 7 times now. Good show.
I watched it all the first day it came out, and then I haven't touched it since then. It's just, that's how I am, though. I don't rewatch stuff. I watched Obi-Wan, though. I'll probably rewatch Obi-Wan.
But Anarchy in the Arena is my favorite match of all time. That shit was amazing.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I didn't care for it. I'm not. It's not my cup of tea. So
no, you're not really that big fan of like the super violent shit like I am.
No, see, I like Japanese death matches, but I don't like that. Like there were parts of it that I thought were really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it just, to me, it wasn't that level. Like it wasn't there for me. But I can see why somebody would like it. Like I'm not gonna dog you for liking it. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah, because I get shit on enough by you guys for the shit I like on here. It won't bother me. But Anarchy in the Arena was my favorite match, probably of all time. I can't turn that match off. I keep going back to it. Oh, yeah, of course. Ted Hitchcock. But, if you say his name really fast, it sounds like 10-inch cock. Yeah. Go watch Shorzy after you're done watching us. Or jump on Xbox and play NHL with me and LT Shiny Sides. But let's cover the pay-per-view first, because we have a lot to cover because we weren't here on Monday like we were supposed to. We all kind of took the holiday and just relaxed.
Relax?
Yeah, I tore down a porch, but yes, I know what you mean.
I worked at O'Reilly's all day, so Yeah.
O'Reilly's. Finish it up.
Kick hat
Auto
bars.
There we go.
The 7'2" Asian killing machine is back, boys. Yeah.
Yao Ming with chainsaw hands?
No, you guys have never seen 7'2" Asian Hulk Hogan just murdering people on defense. That is LT Shiny Sides when we play NHL.
I've seen it.
And if anyone feels confident enough, I will bet you any amount of money that me and LT will beat you in a threes arcade match. You want to know why? Because we don't lose. Anyways, let's get back to the pay-per-view.
I just want Colin McAllister to kick your fucking door in.
Colin can beat us single-handedly. I'm never challenging Colin again. That's the drunkest I've ever been in my fucking life, and I'll never make that the same mistake again. But let's get this off. Let's rip this Band-Aid off. Pay-per-views, if you're gonna run on a Sunday, they need to start at 7.
Agreed.
Because running until 1 in the morning on a Sunday is dumb. Your crowd is tired. I'm tired. Everyone watching at home is tired. Fuck me. We were all looking at each other going like, is it time to go home yet? After Anarchy in the Arena, I was spent. I didn't care about another goddamn thing. I saw the best thing that was going to happen on that show.
Bro, I was looking at you like I wanted to go home, and I was home. That's how fucking tired I was.
But the pay-per-view all in all it was fine.
I think, you know what, that's a fair assessment.
It was fine.
It was better than All Out 2020, but it was not
by a slim margin.
Look, it like Fyter Fest 2019 was better than this. Like, and I hate saying that. There were 3 standout matches on this card, and one of them was Anarchy in the Arena for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
The Kyle O'Reilly Darby Allin match
saved that fucking crowd. And
then the main.
No. We got to. There's 4 matches then because MJF and Wardlow.
See, I'm talking like ones that started it out, but as a match, it did what it needed to do, and it did it the right way. But as a match, it was not up to the snuff that I was used to.
No, and then they followed that ass beating with the Hardys versus the Young Bucks, in what is probably going to be in my top 5 worst matches of the year.
Maybe all time.
That match sucked. I hated it. Nothing clicked. Nothing clicked for me. Jeff looked like shit. And I'm sorry. I don't ever care to see Jeff Hardy wrestle again. I know everyone loves Jeff, but let the guy just be done. Or, man, realize that you're coming of that age where you've sacrificed your body for 20 fucking years and you need to call it a day on that shit and just relax. Go in there, do your 1 match a month, get paid, go home in one fucking piece.
Yeah. If you guys want to make this pay-per-view really good, go back and watch the Hardys versus the Bucks from Ring of Honor in 2016.
Yes.
At the ladder match at the night before WrestleMania. If you want to watch a good match, go back, stop the pay-per-view, watch that match, start the pay-per-view up after this. This pay-per-view gets instantly better. One thing the AEW has consistently done throughout the 4 years, whatever it's been, that we've been graced with this, is that they've always followed up the beginning match with a very good second match. Maybe not a better match, but a very good second match. And they failed to do that this time.
Russ, how does it feel knowing that the 3 of us are going to see Blood and Guts live?
I don't care.
Fuck
You're
yourself.
so full of shit.
Put that in your Arthur Ashe.
I want you to hear me very clearly, just so we can get this through everybody's head out there. I don't want a pod here anymore. I want you to boot me from the show. Boot me. You coward. Boot me. Send me.
I hope he walks away for the rest of the night. Like, I love listening to Russ, but that's fucking beautiful.
Was that the best Was MJF's promo the best in the past 10 years? I say that's the best promo since the pipe bomb.
No.
Really?
Yes. That is the best promo since Miz on Talking Smack.
That's good.
No.
Yes, they just that one. You know what? No, hold up.
I don't know what he's gonna fucking do, but he'll do
Are
something.
you gonna? Wait. Okay. So I'll fucking do it. / again. John Hinckley got released from prison. That's
So, anyways,
Sorry,
we followed up the worst tag match of the year with Anna Jay versus Jade Cargill in the worst TBS title match I've seen so far, which was only there to bring into place the fact that we're bringing Stokey Hathaway, which phenomenal. Great job. Perfect signing on that one. And Athena, which also great. Bolster that women's division because they fucking need it. Russ.
Yeah.
You have anything to add to that?
We're doing a recap. Okay. Athena, fine. Should Athena be up against Jade Cargill to start? No. Why? Because Athena looks teeny tiny. Doesn't look like a legitimate threat to Jade Cargill. Probably would have been better off running through a bunch of other competitors in the women's division. Would have been much more interesting to watch her feud with a Thunder Rosa or a Serena Deeb. Watch her get into some kind of back and forth with Ty Conti. Somebody who's like more her size. And then you've built up credibility. When the first or the lasting image is Jade Cargill doing the "you're only up to here," that immediately takes away some of the credibility.
That's why she's going up against the baddies first.
Yeah, and so that's fine. I think she's a good addition to the division. She's decent-ish on the mic. She's solid in the ring. If there's one place that this company desperately needs to poach people, it's for their women's division, because they have not done a great job of developing a ton of stars. By the way, can I say something nice to Trevor really quick?
Yeah.
Trevor, I love your setup.
Oh, thank you.
Is this new? I don't remember it looking like that last time.
Yeah, he was sending me photos of it and bragging about how great it was.
Trevor, you put a lot of work into that. And I have to say, nice job. Very nice job.
Your favorite person in the world.
Is that Lex Luger?
He's not
Lex Luger got a weird tattoo on his pec.
He also
has a big pec tattoo. Everyone says, ooh, 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 ooh. He puts on one, but not on both his chest. Anyway.
I can't say shit. I've only got one on one side.
He can't lactate. He's not a woman. He's just a Cody Rhodes. Anyway.
Is the only person that you only come up to here, the only person that completely that doesn't matter about is Rey Mysterio? Like, to me, that's the only person that gets away from that. Like, you could, like, with Big Show could go, you're this tall, and yeah, move my hand here, and it still doesn't. Rey's the only credible person that gets away with that shit.
Adam Cole.
Why would anybody do that? They're all that short. He's just not a weightlifter.
Let's move on to the next match real quick before we get sidetracked with another 15-minute why is Adam Cole in the ring type bit, because he's got a match got to cover.
Guess what? He wasn't in the ring tonight.
No, he wasn't. But
he was on commentary, which he's very good.
He's on commentary. He's good at that. Yeah.
Which I think may have been Russ's match of the night. I know he was toting this was his most anticipated match was the House of Black versus Death Triangle. So I'll let Russ take the wheel on this one and talk about it.
This was an absolutely beautiful, it was a masterclass in professional wrestling. What you saw here was a combination of two trios that absolutely deserve every moment of television time they received. If you were looking for a reason to spend $49.95 US on a pay-per-view, it was this match. Absolutely, without a doubt, lived up to the hype. Was an absolute banger of a match. Now, I know a lot of people, they go out of their way and they say, you know what? It's a spot fest. We don't like spot fest. We want believability. What you have here is not only, yes, are there spots? Yes. Do they try to hit certain marks? Yes, they do. Do they do it bloody well? Yes, they did. Death Triangle, I don't know how long that can last, if we're being honest here. The House of Black, I mean, in one match, they turned around Malachi Black. They made him a legitimate contender again. God damn, if you don't want to watch Buddy Murphy from this point forward. If you don't want Buddy Murphy on your telly every bloody week, I don't know what you're looking at. That's how I feel. It was a great match.
He is a
I was so
stud.
thrilled.
Phenomenal
Thrilled.
match. All
Thrilled.
four of them all 6 of them putting the fucking work.
It
That
was
was a
amazing.
beautiful match.
Oh,
And Julia.
oh,
It's about fucking time.
we are so far beyond the point of when that should have happened.
Mhm.
But man, if there was ever a time to load it up, that was it. You know what? Here's a nice thing. Jim Cornette, whenever he reviews that match, will have to tout the fact that Julia Hart sprayed the mist in Pac's face. It's been like a constant problem is that like Malachi always missed with the mist, like legitimately would spray it like 2 feet to the side. You'd barely have any, sprinkle. She like fucking shot that stuff.
Dude, you
right
remember blow
into
pens?
Pac's eyes.
Was match of the night, just wrong winner. Pac is a star, and people forgot he beat Omega. I disagree. The House of Black shouldn't lose. They shouldn't lose as a trio. That's your first trios champion. While I agree that Pac is a fucking star, the second he breaks away from Death Triangle, honestly, he's one of my front runners right now for TNT champion to reestablish that fucking belt.
Yeah, Pac is like somebody who was a main event guy in the first wave of AEW. He's probably not a main event guy now. Can he put on a banger of a match? Yes. Is he going to be in world championship contention at this point? No. To your point, it makes a ton of sense. You have so many stacked, like quasi main event guys. Legitimize the TNT title. Is it wrong to say that like they might need another title? I don't want everybody to have a belt, and like you saw tonight that like on Dynamite, it seemed like everybody had a belt. Now that Adam Cole gets to like have the trophy belt, like it feels like so many people have belts, and you've got Ring of Honor belts, and everybody's got a belt. But man,
There's too many.
Like it almost feels like you need a tertiary title. Like you need to elevate the TNT title, but then you need to have something else for other people to pursue. I don't know what it is or how, but
here was my thing about the TNT title. The thing I wanted that to be was like a television championship. I wanted that shit to be defended on TNT, so Rampage every single week. New challenger. That's why when Cody Rhodes came out, when he initially had it, he had the open challenge, which was great. I fucking love that. That's when everyone loved Cody, because he was bringing in new stars every single week. Like Warhorse and Eddie Kingston and fucking Ricky Starks. All those guys came in through the Cody Rhodes Open Challenge.
What if you actually use the FTW belt as your tertiary title? I mean, it's there.
Sure, but I mean, it's a fake title.
that's the problem.
It really is.
So my opinion on this is not. It's not to have another belt, but give me pull the New Japan thing, draw from that if you're going to use that, and do a cup, Super Juniors Cup, something like that. Like, give me a cup, give me something for these guys to battle for. And I'm not talking this Owen Cup thing where it was like, oh, here's a couple of qualifiers and here's this. No, I do it like Best of the Super Juniors does, or like G1. Give me blocks of guys where I have rematches from. You basically fill up 4 months of content with, having these guys battle out for this stuff while you have your main guys going after other stuff. You could include some main guys in it if you want, but you're giving needed TV time to talent that really needs to be there. And they don't have to be on the same show every week. And that could make you draw some of your eyes to Dark, because say you put a premiere match on that setup and it's like, hey, if you want to catch, Moxley versus Pac, it might be on Dark this week.
And just call it the Dynamite Cup or something like it.
Trevor with a good idea. Dynamite Cup.
I'm going to put that one on the fridge.
That one's going on the
Trevor's
fridge.
on a roll tonight. Got the
Yes.
nice backdrop, a good idea, a lovely shirt, and a beautiful smile. Look at that.
So we can talk about the next 2 matches together, because it's both Owen Hart Cup finals. Adam Cole defeated Samoa Joe in what I felt was a Rampage match. And then Britt Baker and Ruby Soho had a really, really good last 5 minutes. But the rest
Ruby's
of that,
entrance was great.
Yeah, you mean when Tommaso Ciampa, Triple H, Bobby Roode, all those people were fucking somehow all singing for Rancid at the exact same time?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, pretty fucking slapping entrance. I'm really glad Triple H made his AEW debut on Sunday.
He came out and smashed the Cody elevator.
But neither of those matches were really anything to write home about, in my opinion. Especially Adam, if you want to talk like worst male match of the night, it was probably Adam Cole and Samoa Joe. It was a Rampage match, and not even a Rampage main event at that.
Probably a buy-in.
Yeah, the buy-in match was better than that match, and that was Hookhausen.
Why was the Cole and Samoa Joe match so bad?
Because Cole is not a believable champion to you.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not the. I haven't rendered my verdict on this. I'm just asking.
I just don't think they work together. I don't think that their styles fit with each other. I think Joe works such a not a larger style, a brawler style, and Cole's style is not complementary to that. It's kind of like watching. So there were very few people that Shawn, like, God, I hate doing this comparison. There's very few people that Shawn Michaels had a bad match with. Generally, it was a larger guy.
Fucking
thanks, LT.
Beha.
So generally, though, his matches that he would have that were with, like, that weren't great were with larger, slower, brawling kind of guys. Joe's not slow, but he is a brawler. Adam Cole doesn't fit that thing. He needs that, like, it doesn't look. The Shining Wizard doesn't look good when he hits it on Joe. Like, it just doesn't look like it. And I think it's because I can't believe him getting Joe down to that after you watch Joe use the ground and pound style that he does earlier in the match. Like, maybe win was something else. The match felt sloppy too. It was disconnected and sloppy, which is sad because those guys usually, for what it's worth, those guys are usually very good with that. So they didn't bring their best shit.
Well, I'll apologize to both Adam Cole and Samoa Joe for saying that was probably the worst match of the night involving men, because the worst match of the night involving men was America Top Team versus Frankie Kazarian, Sammy Guevara, and Ty Conti.
Except for Frankie
Kazarian. Except for when Ty Conti got fucking murdered by her own boyfriend.
That shit was hilarious.
She got fucking murked. She ran into 7'2" Asian Hulk Hogan is what she did. That's what happened.
She got kicked into 2 weeks from now.
Oh, Russ, you missed this. This is LT's NHL character when we play NHL together. He's just a defenseman who hits people. He has described himself as a 7'2" Asian Hulk Hogan.
Well, that's actually kind of nice. The Flyers would probably try to sign him, so there's that. I think it's pretty safe to say that the middle part of the Double or Nothing card was the perfect example of Tony Khan trying to overcomplicate things, overthinking things.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said to you guys, leading up to the pay-per-view, this whole notion of, like, we're going to try to counter-program the Game 7 of Celtics and Heat was a stupid idea all along. And I think you saw it kind of play out when you're in a 4.5-hour show, actually closer to 5 hours if you watch the buy-in. When you go out of your way to kind of put fluff in the middle of your card in the hopes that by the time the Celtics game ends, people are going to then buy the pay-per-view to see the last match or the last couple of matches, I would love to see the numbers on how many people were late buys, like post NBA game. If it's me, right? If you're a wrestling fan, you're probably going to buy Double or Nothing anyway and have it up on a second screen. Like, who are we kidding, right? Like,
right.
Even leading up to the main event, they're like, well, there's still time. Like on Twitter, there's still time. Let your friends know there's still time to buy the pay-per-view. I'm sorry, if somebody was going to buy it, they were going to buy it by that point. So why would you throw this fluff match in? I mean, it's multiple fluff matches. Cole and Joe was stupid. It was stupid because it, again, I hate saying it, but like they don't work together because the optics of it are so far gone. If Jungle Boy goes up against Samoa Joe, there's a believability there in that you know that Jungle Boy is young, and the young kind of fit and slim he is because he's young. But he's also super quick on his feet. So you kind of go with that old like Rey Mysterio versus like Kevin Nash sort of thing. Nash and Samoa Joe aren't the same, but there's like that suspension of disbelief because quick whippersnapper, he can manipulate, he can work his way around. He's got a little bit of submission to him that you can work on this on Samoa Joe's arm. And it just didn't work together. And it sucks because there are better ways to use Samoa Joe on a card. And I guess there are better ways to use Adam Cole on a card. It just kind of felt like a miss. The TNT stuff is so bad at this point. And
I hope Dante Martin wins the fucking belt at this point.
I don't want. I want somebody legitimate to win the belt.
I want Miro to have it back.
Yes, like give me somebody who is a quasi main eventer to just win the damn belt and go on a win streak again, and get us out of like. I don't want the TNT title's supposed to be somewhat mid card, right? But I don't want it to be the lower mid card. And that's where Scorpio Sky is. That's where Ethan Page, as of right now, is. That's where Sammy Guevara is. Give me somebody who's at least kind of knocking on the main event door. Otherwise, I don't know what we're doing. Like, it is so far gone. I mean, the one good thing is that now Punk is the world champ. That in theory goes to another level. And so now, you can make the argument that the TNT title doesn't matter as much because Punk is going to eat up so much of the spotlight. But like, you put it on Miro. You put it on any number of other guys that have been main eventers in the past. Go with Pac. Pac makes no sense in the TNT picture, but by God, like, put it on him.
Adam Cole.
Put it on Penta. Put it on Penta. I don't even care. That's somebody who has had a history of winning. That's somebody who could theoretically have been like a world champion elsewhere. That's at least somebody. This stuff with Scorpio Sky is bad. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. He needs to go back to being a tag team wrestler. He and Paige can be some sort of tag team and like let it go. His time to be a singles guy, I don't think is there. Like I think we've passed it.
They've dropped the ball with him for sure on it.
And it's a shame because he seems like a good talent in the ring. He's not a great promo, but like
that's where Ethan Page comes in.
Yeah.
It's fair enough to say somebody that holds the TNT belt should seem like a credible threat to somebody that holds the AEW World Belt, correct?
Bingo.
So
why
aren't
not
they
the number one seed?
No,
right? Like
technically they're not. So Wardlow is technically the number one seed right now. So my question is, why not have a former AEW World Champion win it?
Like a Mox,
Adam Page, one
Get
of those
that shit
guys.
on Danielson.
No, Danielson's world title or bust for me. Trios belts would be fine, but world title or bust for me for Danielson. I don't think that the TNT he would overshadow the TNT belt, if that makes sense.
But if he's doing like a Cody thing where he's just putting on banger after banger every single week with the TNT title, I think that reestablishes the belt.
I think you need the Miro, though. I'm with you guys, though. Miro's the guy that needs that belt that back.
We need a face champion right now. We need a face champion who's actually... Hold on. We need a face champion who's actually going to be willing to defend the belt. I want like one of these guys who comes out like the Cody. I hate keep going back to him but Cody was the perfect TNT champion. He was the fighting babyface champion. He hated any day he had to sit in that back room and not have a match. So he came out every single week and said open challenge. And I feel that would add excitement to every Dynamite.
So Darby, but book him right?
No, Darby's past the TNT title, but he's nowhere near close to the AEW world title. He's one of those guys who shouldn't be near a belt right now.
One person I miss is Brody Lee, because at least he was a good TNT.
Well, we really can't do anything about that.
No, I know. I'm just saying, if there was another superstar that was like Brody, that would be a perfect match.
I have a crazy idea. It doesn't make sense. It won't happen. What if you ran a storyline about, MJF hates all the old WWE guys? Now, I want MJF in the world title picture. But what if MJF goes out, double birds Tony Khan, takes the TNT title and says, I'm going to be on TV every week until you get rid of me. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to continue to beat these guys that you overpaid that are making more than I am. I'm going to kick their ass every week. And I'm going to tell you how I feel.
I'm down for it. Like almost
because I don't think they're going to hotshot MJF into the world title picture against Punk yet. I feel like that's where it's eventually going to go, and he's going to be this. Well, I'll get to this at some point. I feel like you saw something tonight that happened with MJF that's going.
We will get to that after we talk about the pay-per-view. We can't talk about that right now. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
So let's blow through the rest of this pay-per-view real quick. They need to fix the TNT title picture. That's the big thing about this 6-man tag is that the TNT title picture is the drizzling shits right now. And it feels like...
what about Christian? Christian Cage.
That wouldn't be a bad
outwork
one.
Everyone.
There we go.
Yeah.
Credible name. A credible name to hold the belt and reestablish it. There you go. Thank you. Moving on. We move on to what I believe was the what's that thing called? The defibrillator. I think this was the defibrillator match of the pay-per-view, which was Darby Allin versus Kyle O'Reilly. What a fucking quick...
I believe this is the cha-cha, actually. Or a ski job.
Because the crowd was kind of dead, because Russ was absolutely right. After that 6-man, that trios match, the pay-per-view died for fucking 3 matches. So for a solid hour, we were all dying. This match came out. It was fast-paced. It was hard-hitting. And it had a surprising finish to me, at least, with Kyle O'Reilly getting the win over Darby. Those two deserve all the credit in the world for bringing that crowd back to life. Anyone else want to add anything?
Nope. I think you did. I think you did a pretty good job with it right there. And
great job.
I'm gonna let you roll with that.
And the next match we roll on to was Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. Definitely the best women's match of the night by fucking far. These two women tore the house down. Thunder Rosa had 5 more minutes in this match than she has had in TV time since her title reign began. I'm a little drunk right now, so sorry. And Thunder Rosa got the win with the Thunder Fire Driver. I thought this match was phenomenal. I think it's one of the better AEW women's matches they've had in a long time.
Agreed.
Hello. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello. Is that do we have a newbie?
That's a newbie. That's a new viewer.
Well, welcome.
Well, as has been the case in the past, Trevor will be sending you a nice bottle of bourbon of your choice, up to $500. So make sure you.
No, price is no option. Price is no option.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want to limit it. You know, Trevor might have to sell everything in his background, but he will buy you that bottle of bourbon. Thanks.
Not fucking happening.
However, it will be dark. And when you drink it and you get down to a certain point of the label and you see Trevor's head and it's just like this, I recommend stop drinking.
We move on to my match of the night. My match of the year. My probably favorite match of all time. Anarchy in the Arena. This match is perfect. I fucking loved it. Every goddamn second of this fucking match I loved.
Especially with Moxley's theme just constantly playing. It was great.
Wild Thing playing when it died down. And then it picked back up and that crowd just fucking popped for it. That shit was nuts. This match went fucking everywhere. I want to see this match from every camera angle, nonstop. Fuck me. This was so good. It woke me up. It was 11:30.
You're actually, this is the defibrillator match. I think the O'Reilly one was fine. This is the one that actually woke up the. This is the one that woke up the crowd. It woke up all the people who were falling asleep on their couch. This was the match.
Tony Khan, God bless his soul, for putting this match where it needed to be on the card. This is exactly where it fucking needed to be.
It's an ADHD cocaine fever dream.
A fork.
Oh my God. We could talk about spots from this match. I could take up a whole episode talking about every spot from this match.
Using the hard cam, Danielson doing that in like the tarped off section, beautiful. Wasn't it Jericho grabs the boom camera out in the crowd, swings it around. The Jericho unplugging the sound box, the sound wire to stop Wild Thing from playing. Pure brilliance, genius. Kingston showing up looking like he was fresh off the set of The Walking Dead.
And the most iconic AEW photo of all time. I'm dying. There's the Becky Lynch photo with the broken nose. Flawless photo. There's the Steve Austin bleeding in the sharpshooter. There is all those moments that'll be captured in time.
Britt Baker with a crimson mask against Thunder Rosa.
Yes, the Candice LeRae one where she had the blood on her face and everything. All those moments are iconic and locked in time. And that Eddie Kingston GTA 5 gas can photo is going to be etched in the panels of wrestling history as the most iconic hardcore photo of all time. Maybe next to Mick Foley with his tooth coming through his nose.
I do want to say
Sandman.
That and when is it Justin Roberts?
That shit's about to hit the fan.
Yeah, shit's about to hit the fan. Just was classic.
I know who you are. Everyone, in case you didn't know, I ran a quiz show the other week for my buddy Jord. It's on our channel. You can check it out. It's all about video games and shit. We did it for his. Let me see if I still have the photo here for it.
Wait, do we have a Brit in the chat?
Yeah, I did it for this. It was the Jord of the North's first annual Pussy Popping Quiz Show Streamathon Spectacular featuring Jord of the North.
I should have known the way he typed that. The kid that coming last. I'm gonna get butchered on here for a British accent, so I'm not gonna do it.
That was a British accent. Can you?
I know it was.
Can you do it one more time?
Oh God, no! I'm on the spot now. I can't do it on the spot.
You're on the spot. You started it. Go.
What was it? The kid that came in last in the quiz you made.
Very British. Very British.
We're just fucking around.
Don't get your knackers in a twist, LT.
We all like to have fun here, but we can move on to what I think is the worst decision of the pay-per-view, which was Jurassic Express retaining.
Good match, horrible outcome.
It's probably the worst booking decision of the night.
Yes, agreed.
Bad on so many levels.
If you listen to the crowd, Team Taz should have walked out with them belts.
Yep.
Team Taz should have
set up the long feud with Keith Lee and Swerve. We could have done this for a few months. Would have been great.
And you know what?
Would have been fantastic. Could have had FTR thrown in the mix because at some point they've got to get in the mix for these titles.
I think it's all out. They're getting them belts back.
Maybe.
They are the hottest team in wrestling right now.
Yep. And now that they're aligned with Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yes.
But this is a brutal decision. Why?
Fair. Not the worst thing I've ever been called.
No,
I'm saying that you look like a Muppet, or is he talking about Ethan?
He's talking about me.
It could be either one of us.
My God! So I have a quick story about a dude it's a Muppet. We have a guy at work that comes in, and when he talks to you, he always goes like this, and he talks like this. So we call him Beaker, and so we went and we stuck a pic. So we stuck a picture. Oh shit! We stuck a picture of Beaker on the horn of his truck. So he got in, he looked at us, and he went. Me. And I was like, yes, I'm so happy that you're just cool with this shit. Oh, Clint's all subconscious about it now.
No, I'm not.
I hope you put on two hats.
There's a really sad part of this, you know. This guy called you a Muppet, and if he's from the UK, then it's a different thing here.
Mm-hmm.
But the sad thing is that the only person who can probably sound like a Muppet right now might be me.
Okay, so real talk. I was leaving work one day wearing this outfit.
Whoa, got a little Horizon.
And some kid looked at me and said, "You look like TJ Detweiler from Recess if he gave up on his life."
Aw.
And I was just like, "Dog, do you want your phone activated or not?"
So my problem is I try to go into a Muppet like a Kermit voice, and they're Kermit the Frog here, and it always ends up indubitably and the Marvin the Martian. Well, I'll get you, Duck Dodgers. Absolutely love old Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Clint really got self-conscious, and he's gone.
He did,
and so that takes us to a, can we say, an underwhelming match? The main event.
I believe so, and here's my theory on it.
What's your theory?
I think that it was underwhelming in two regards. One, I stayed up way too fucking late. I think it would have been better if I hadn't have been up so late.
If it started before midnight?
Yes. If the pay-per-view hadn't run that long, I would be more up on this match. Now, mind you, I know they're 2 hours behind or 3 hours behind, whatever it is, but I'm still so fucking dog tired when it came to this. So my thoughts and everything on the match are going to be not great. I mean, they're not horrible. I thought it was serviceable. I didn't think it was bad, but there could have been more. But I think this plays into what we talked about last week. There wasn't enough build to this, enough proper build.
No, there wasn't.
Did Hangman ever explain what he was trying to save AEW from with CM Punk?
An ex-WWE guy coming in and taking the belt, which is dumb because the first person to hold the belt was an ex-WWE guy.
And the second one to hold it was a WWE guy, right?
Yeah, it was an ex-WWE guy.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Even in the Double or Nothing, the Road 2, where they did a little bit more storytelling, he kind of touched on it a little bit about, like, I've been here since day one, which brings me, and I, make sure we come back to this. There seems to just be the seeds are being sown right now. They're getting planted about all of the day one AEW people getting a little bit pissed off that all these new people are getting brought in and are getting elevated to the top of the card and are probably making more money. And these other people are like, we built this thing. CM Punk didn't want to come here on day one. He wanted to see proof of concept before he came in. All right. There was a good story to tell here. And there is a line blurring story that can be told here. But they did a terrible job of getting us there for this pay-per-view. We talked about this last week. If you cut these kinds of promos weeks ago, you're in good shape. And I don't know why this didn't occur to me last week, but we talked about, what was it, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. Hangman was supposed to have the showdown, and instead Punk goes out and he does the around the ring promo because Paige is home with COVID. How do you not, in these unprecedented times, how do you not figure out a way to have Hangman cut a promo from home? Pop a green screen behind him, send one cameraman, or have a camera, put a freaking iPod, or put your iPhone on a little stand and have him shoot the promo himself. Why couldn't we have had a promo about how CM Punk didn't have the balls to be here on day one, and that's why you hate him so much? There was a good story to tell, and now I think what you've pretty much done is you've killed the possibility that, like, Hangman comes back after this belt for a while. I don't see a way that you credibly build him back up, because it's just going to be a bunch of, like, angry yelling into the void because you botched it so badly the first time. It's my thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. So let me see here. So that's the pay-per-view. Punk wins. He gets the belt. We don't get any Okada coming out at the end or anything like that. We just get Punk celebrating with the title. But what I can bring you guys to now is I do have the results of our predictions.
Yeah, that debacle.
So actually tied for last, it's Russ and Trevor with 4 correct predictions apiece.
Wow.
It's fake news.
Arch enemies, and we both end up in last.
This is fake news. I tried to think of it like Tony Khan. That's my fault.
Ethan got 5. I got 7.
No.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I had
which ones did you get right?
I had my predictions were Anna Jay, Cole, Baker, Rosa, Team Taz, Jericho Appreciation Society, House of Black, the Bucks, Wardlow, and Punk. Russ, you had Jade, Joe, Baker, Deeb, Team Taz, the Blackpool Combat Club, and Eddie Kingston, House of Black, Bucks, MJF, and Punk.
Not my best night.
I don't even want to know mine because I already knew.
Trevor,
I want to know Trevor's.
You had Anna, Joe, Statlander, which
that really shouldn't have even. Whatever.
Statlander should have won and should have been in that, but that's neither here nor there. We got to get Ruby Soho on Yeah, sure, great.
So you had Rosa, Swerve in Their Glory, Blackpool Combat Club, House of Black, Bucks, Wardlow, and Punk. Ethan had Jade, Joe, Statlander, Rosa, Team Taz, Jericho Appreciation Society, Death Triangle, the Bucks, Wardlow, and Punk.
Wait, you're telling me that I took MJF over Wardlow?
Yeah, you said they were going to do some shit. They were going to do some shenanigans.
I'm going back to watch last week's. I'm going to be like Trevor. I'm going to smash my camera here in a second, and I'm going to.
I fixed that. I fixed that problem. It's on a tripod now, just so I can't fling it off my screen.
You're a tripod.
That's what I've heard the ladies
Ethan,
refer to Trevor
I'm
as.
going to powerbomb you through a table next time I see you.
Trevor the tripod.
He's going to powerbomb me through a table because I'm over here exuding and just demonstrating for the ladies or the men, it's Pride Month, in the chat that Trevor is hung like an Arabian stallion. Jesus, man.
They don't call me the tank.
Stallion.
They don't call me the tank for nothing.
He comes back in, his arms are out, he's on a skateboard, but it's just nothing. Just amazed.
Ethan says Trevor's got a massive hog. Many people, they say...
Just shout out to low-key big hog.
Oh, my fucking God.
Fantastic. Oink, oink. That's what they say. They look at Trevor, they say, oink, oink. Captain Tripod over there. Ethan, he knows. He's seen it. We don't know how. We don't know why. No judgment. But Ethan, he says he's seen it. Trevor, very sad. Trevor, he fell asleep. I don't know.
This is
but
the
Ethan
second...
snuck a peek. Not a very nice guy. Arrest that man. Arrest him. Very horrible.
This is the second time this has happened tonight. But I heard one time Trev had a girl in her room. I heard this from your dad, Clint. And when she finished, she said, "Oh, O'Reilly's
auto parts."
I quit.
Oh my God! Why? What has happened?
And then Trevor looked at her and goes,
Where's
Do you need lube with that?"
Where's the
that break?
Shut the fuck up!
I'm out. Like I said at the start of the show, or when I got here, I don't want to pod here anymore. I can't. I don't know what that is. That's... Oh, God.
All right. I'm done being the fucking comic relief every time I walk on here.
Dude, I am singing the Gospels here.
The gospel of my ass is what you're singing.
Oh,
No,
take me
Gospel of your cock. There's a difference.
No.
Yes.
No. Every time I get on here,
Trevor, I am going to stand on Mount Zion and exclaim to the ladies that you are hung like Jesus.
Oh, no. I'm done.
Why is he gone?
Stop!
I derailed the show.
Stop.
We haven't even hit Dynamite yet.
Stop pushing people away, Ethan. This is your biggest problem in life. Your inability to keep yourself together is tearing everyone we know.
You're
and
tearing
love
this
apart.
family apart, Lisa.
Look what you did. Just like Kevin's dad, Russ and Trevor are gone forever.
Aaron Hernandez. Oh my God, it's got to be 90 degrees in here. I'm upstairs. There's no airflow.
Ethan, this is the voice of God.
Morgan, is that you? I haven't seen you since you were driving Miss Daisy.
Now, what I'm going to need you to do is very simple. I need you to apologize to Trevor for saying he has a massive ding-dong. You know that's not true. Clint knows that's not true. Trevor might know that's not true. It's been a while. But apologize. And then we can all move on.
Trevor, I'm sorry that you have...
No, not that he has.
I'm sorry Sorry that I proclaimed that you have a massive hog.
No. There's no sorry about it. Now you guys are finally going to get the promo that I should have cut months ago.
Fuck yes.
All right, dial it up. Mute me and dial this shit up.
Oh, fuck yeah, Trevor, come back. I'll give you the soapbox for this one. We've been waiting years.
Yes.
Highlight.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's got sunglasses on.
Yeah.
LeVar Burton in the house.
Yes, all of you have been waiting for this. The name is not Trevor. It's Trevor Steen. I have been tired of taking shit from you guys for months being the comic relief. As I heard last week, there was a chair waiting for me in case I walked through a door. Come on, Russ. Bring it on. As for Ethan, yeah, you want to say I have a big hog? Well, guess what? If you'd like to, I'll show you.
No, we're on Twitch. You can't do that.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do it here, but if he wants to see it in person, I'll be happy to do that as I'm putting him through a chair. Now, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to do a wrestling podcast. I am done being the comic relief.
And I'm hung like a horse.
Now, where Trevor went wrong, if I may.
You shut
Trevor
up.
believes
Shut
that it
your
is
damn
a
mouth.
hog for all. That is not what this is.
It
Trevor,
doesn't
you gotta
matter what you
keep it in your
think.
pants.
That final form promo.
I didn't even get to finish. But you know what? Fuck it.
That's
So
what
guess
never mind.
what?
You
I'm
guys
gonna-
think that's why he's called Hangman?
Oh my God.
Oh yes, I'm on a fucking roll. Ah!
Let's finish this damn podcast before I want to kill
That's
one
good.
of you.
We still
How
have
do
Trevor, Trevor, that was the promo?
No, it wasn't. I just cut one.
You cut.
Cheese?
Oh, okay.
He cut the cheese.
Yeah. Because you're missing a big tattoo on the side of your neck and called Cody Rhodes.
That doesn't make.
No, it doesn't. I don't
have a
care.
big neck tattoo.
You could cosplay as Cody Rhodes.
That doesn't rhyme at all.
I don't care.
Well, Shakespeare didn't know his rhyme either, and let's see where that got him.
All right, let's talk
Anyways.
about Dynamite.
A pauper's burial.
Dynamite kicked off with a trios match between CM Punk and FTR versus the Ass Boys and Max Caster. Max Caster, as always, comes out and cuts an amazing fucking rap. I fucking loved it. And then they went out.
Heard reference? Come on now.
Dude, topical. Paid out $15 million.
Just like that ointment. Topical. Continue. Don't spit out your water.
0.002% Asper cream.
There you go.
Oh,
Hydrocortisone.
Oh yeah, you want some hydrocortisone in your skin. Go ahead.
Not that she would ever get it, but my client today, she's probably going, I wonder where my inspection write-up is, and here, this is what I'm fucking doing.
we lost all of our fucking viewers in that fucking shit.
No, we didn't. We have 6 viewers on Twitch. Are you crazy? This is amazing
there.
for us. This is a high-traffic
Right there.
area. Scaredy, you
There you
still
go.
on here?
So Clint, go ahead. Continue. This is all Trevor's fault. He cut that promo and he got go away heat.
It was a good
Hey,
trios
whoa,
match.
X-Pac, get back here.
Trevor, get your ass back here.
There he is.
LT Shiny Sides is God. If LT does, I let him do whatever he wants.
Hey, what has
So
more balls, a pool
that
table or
opener-
Trevor?
That opener was good.
Mm-hmm.
The Ass Boys and Acclaim together is great. I'm so sad that Bowens is hurt. It makes me so sad.
He
'Cause
is the most
Acclaimed-
adorable man in wrestling.
The Acclaimed are great. Fantastic. It's a great act. Pairing them with the Ass Boys, fantastic. I've gotten my wife to the point now where she claims she doesn't like wrestling. Whatever. I don't believe her. Because now she's asking questions. She'll kind of like chuckle a little bit in the background. She asked who won between CM Punk and Hangman at the pay-per-view because she also agreed with CM Punk that it was weird that Hangman was so upset. And tonight, she laughed at Max Caster's rap and also wanted to know why they were called the Ass Boys. I'm pretty sure I'm turning her into a wrestling fan. She just doesn't know
We're
it
the
yet.
Ass Boys.
I love how the Ass Boys always say the wrong city. And then they cut
That
to
was
Bowens.
great.
He does
Sacramento, San Diego.
San Diego.
Fantastic.
That's a stroke of genius putting those two teams together. Honestly,
so, that's one of those weird things where like it feels like a throw together pair. Okay, ooh, you know what this is like? It's a throw together pairing, like Damian Sandow and the Miz. Like you needed two guys that had nothing going on. You needed to put them together, and it just works. It doesn't happen all the time. This is one of those times that it works.
Yep.
And I love the finishing of it. The scissor me, daddy. And you're just like, but the crowd kind of takes over at that point. And you're like, did he just say what I think he did say what I think he did? Bowens is better on the mic than he gets credit for.
For sure.
And it's a good way to have Billy Gunn on TV, but not have him be Billy Gunn.
True.
Which led to the finish, which was CM Punk hitting a GTS into FTR, catching them with the big rig for the win. CM Punk got on the mic, talked about Forbidden Door, and he said, just bring out my opponent. I know he's back there. Out comes Hiroshi Tanahashi. Take my fucking money.
I think Tanahashi was one of 3 people that you could have put out there. He wasn't one of the 2 that we had talked about. It's not Okada and it was not Kenta. However, Hiroshi Tanahashi, for people that don't know, that aren't followers of New Japan, he's basically John Cena of New Japan Wrestling. So he's got good market value, and he'll translate well to a North American audience. He wrestles a very easy style to follow. It's not complicated, and it is very fun. Plus, he's got the sweet costumes, the hair, he's a good build.
He's very reminiscent of like a young Eddie Guerrero.
Ooh.
He is. Like, that's what I would say. Like, I would say 97 to 2002 Eddie Guerrero.
JR compared him to a young Sting on Dynamite.
With the charisma, yes.
Yeah,
charisma, yes.
That Sting never served.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tanahashi actually serves. Tanahashi also has, like, a match of the year candidate resume longer than my job descriptions. Like,
Is it longer than Trevor? Never mind. Continue.
You keep what you're about to say down to a minimum.
You keep my dick out of your mouth, Russ. I swear to God.
I didn't say that. Wow. God. Fuck this shit.
It's 2 feet flaccid, but 3 inches hard.
I'm just waiting for Clint to say the line that he used to have to say at Havenwick shows. Go right ahead, Clint.
I don't fucking remember. I was on drugs all that time.
Ladies, he hates to dine alone.
Yeah, I did used to say that a lot.
Hey, Trev, question for you. What's got more balls, you or a billiards table?
I love you so much, Trevor.
I do too. I greatly appreciate you doing this. Also, ladies, if you ever need the hookup, talk to me. I have his number. I can get
He hates to dine alone.
He does hate to dine alone. Just don't ask him for his fries, because first off, order your own fucking fries. That's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely asinine.
I'm not that stingy, unlike these 2 fuckers right here.
Oh yeah, you touch my fries, I'll slap the shit out of your hand.
I don't order fries anyway, so you better fucking order your own, because I'm not a fry guy.
Dog, like ever since I discovered poutine, like that's my go-to.
Oh, yeah, but that's the meal. If I get a burger, I don't want fries with it. I know that's weird. I get the
poutine.
That's the kind of food you like to poutine your mouth. Am I right?
All right, moving on. MJF promo. Go.
Promo of the fucking year.
Trevor's running the show, and he's running wild.
Because now I'm tired of you guys getting off fucking topic. Let's go.
I'm not getting off topic. I just can't get around the biggest topic in the room. I'm sorry, you walked in here with that shit swinging, and you're the only one that wore safety glasses. What do you want from me, Trevor?
Wow. They're not safety glasses. They're fucking Oakleys.
Then don't tell anybody that. They could be ANZ rated. I'm not in your house. I can't fit through the fucking door because your hog's taking it up. You're canoodling with your door frame. Your fucking Stromboli's hanging out in the front yard. Pick yourself up, Trevor. There are neighbors.
Why don't I have control? I'd hit that shut the fuck up button right now.
God, even the Italian Defense Force couldn't stop you. I'm glad. I am so glad that you have morals. Otherwise, not a single hooker on Michigan Ave would be safe for you. And it's not even that you were soliciting it. You drive by and they would be impregnated.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, no. That's a bad fucking image to put in my head. Nope.
Fuck.
Ladies, do you know why he drove a neon? Do you want to know why this man right here drove a neon?
Because it was the only fucking thing I had.
No, he's humble. He's too humble to tell you that. He didn't want to show you that he had the goods. This
All
man
right,
right here,
we're gonna
Maybach. Rick Ross ain't got shit on Trevor.
Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
All right.
I don't know what's happened tonight.
All right.
This is a lot.
I'm
You know what else is a
Enough.
lot?
I'm gonna be paying
That
Shivani
MJF
for a
promo.
low-key big hog shirt just to make you guys.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right. Enough.
Yeah.
I can't
Here we
cry anymore. I can't. We have so much wrestling still to cover.
And we're
Well, you
only
could
an
cry.
hour
Hey,
in.
if we can make you cry. Let's talk about Maki Ito's last run in.
That's easy.
It's my party and I'll cry if I want to.
All right.
Cry
Let's
if
talk
I
about the
want to.
MJF promo because this is obviously going to be the big topic going into tomorrow.
Since
What?
he called it. I was about to
What
say,
a
since he-
promo.
I thought
Yeah.
somebody wanted you for a second.
Ethan, take a timeout.
No, as I was trying to say,
What?
since he basically called everybody out,
What?
everybody.
What? Let him talk real quick. Let him talk. Go, Trevor.
No, since he basically called out everybody, called Khan out for hiring every ex-WWE superstar, told the fans how they basically could shove it. He went completely off the edge. That's all I had to say.
No, it was a great promo. That's one of the best promos I've seen in my entire life. Definitely top 3 promos of all time. I don't know. I'll tell you how I feel in the morning, but I feel like that promo is going to stand the test of time.
So part of me goes, Tony has such a big ego that I think it's difficult for him to let himself be lambasted. So like, I know he's already paid this man. Like, I know he paid him, and that's why it's like, in my mind, this has to be it. He has to have said, okay, I paid you. Now go tell me what you wanted to say. Like, he secured that before he let him loose. And now we might finally get the MJF that we've wanted, that I feel like he's been holding back on because of his vitriol.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think this development, the character might actually be good. We might be turning from the chicken shit heel to the cold-blooded killer heel that he could be. Russ, I know you've got something to say about this.
You're muted.
Did he mute himself?
What you saw on Wednesday night was an absolute masterclass on the mic, on promos. And what is the best kind of promo you can have as a pro wrestler? One that absolutely blurs the line between real life and storytelling. And what you saw is very believably many of the thoughts that Max Friedman has about Tony Khan and what has been happening in All Elite Wrestling. Now, has he been paid? Have they worked this out? Has what was a work that became a shoot back to a work is definitely a work now? Maybe, probably, would be believable. Interesting note that the part you don't see on TV is CM Punk kind of storming out and MJF fleeing through the crowd. What you saw is what I think is going to be the beginning of a long-term story of the original AEW people banding together to try to purge their company, their home, of the usurpers. And it could be a great story. What a weird scenario where MJF comes out to absolute vitriol from the fans in LA. Not a town known for being very nasty, unless, they're playing against the Giants. Then all of a sudden, they're like killing people in the stands. But MJF's getting booed out of the arena. But then he starts talking truth. He starts peeling that onion back just a little bit.
Ogre.
And what do we know about AEW fans? They love the dirt sheets. They love to feel like they know everything that's going on behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And so when the wink and the nod becomes overt referencing to things that have been talked about, written about, thrown out into the ether, when he finally puts them onto the public record, what did those fans do? They didn't boo him. They cheered him. And why did they cheer MJF? Because they know that what he said is right, and they know that what he said is true. There is nobody who claims to be a fan of the company who should watch what MJF did tonight and think anything other than Tony Khan needs to pay this man. If he hasn't done it yet, he needs to throw an ungodly amount of money to keep this guy and to keep him happy, but to keep him locked in long term. And if the thought to this point has actually been real life here, that Tony Khan wanted to add a year or two, I'll pay you ridiculous sums of money, but I want an extension. I'm sorry, but all right, the guy's a free agent in a year and a half. You better pay him now anyway, because your alternative is to send him home for a year and a half, let him sit on his contract and hope that he just kind of fades into obscurity. Not a great plan. In a company that in a lot of cases is devoid of heels and also kind of devoid of baby faces, you just, in a way, as the ultimate mark guy who just happens to, be the billionaire, by not extending him, by not paying him what he's probably worth, Tony Khan, in a sense, has almost become, do I want to say, sort of a villain? Because when you listen to how that crowd reacted to MJF, it's very clear. They believe that he's worth the money. And there is a legitimate fear that if he leaves, that will hurt their company. It will hurt the company that these people have bought into hook, line, and sinker. You cannot lose him because you've opted to go out and sign the castaways of another company. He's 100% right. Mm-hmm. And it was a phenomenal promo, because it really wasn't a promo. It was how this guy feels. Now, there were some over-the-top elements that I think kind of give away that this is a work, but it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It will be one of those promos that you sit back and you go, where were you when MJF cut the promo and the F-bomb promo on Tony Khan? Where were you? I'm thrilled about the possibility that we now see a sort of MJF face turn where he's protecting the integrity of AEW. And eventually this pays off with MJF takes on the ultimate usurper, the guy who didn't have the balls to join the company from day one, CM Punk, for pretty much the title, but also the collective soul of AEW. That's where this should pay off by the end of this year.
Mm-hmm. So the part that got me to where it was this was real, but not when he looked at the guy, the part that made it the most believable is when he looked at the producer, whoever it was off screen, and he says, "Don't you fucking count me down." That part, I'm he is such a self-aware person. He's so aware of what's going on in the ring and going on around him that he knew enough that it wasn't just a dude going out there. Clearly you and me, we follow a lot of hockey. We understand how this stuff's going. Trevor understands this stuff from watching years and years of wrestling as well. You don't go out there and do that unless you've been paid, because that's career suicide to talk about the boss that way. But did you get paid for the time that you're left there, or did you get paid and extended? That's the difference. And I think he just got paid more money for the time that he's there. I still don't think he got extended.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I think that there might have been a small caveat on there where Tony would have looked at him and said, look, I know you're a businessman and I'm a businessman. So here's the deal. I'll pay you the rest for this, but we need to get to this level. We need to bring it to this point. Help me get these viewers. We get to that point. You get your extra year. You get your money. Or you get your years. You get your money. Because I don't think to this point, CM Punk's been a draw for the older fans, the guys that knew him. I don't think CM Punk draws new fans. It's not anything that's against him. It's just you're gone for such a long time. It's difficult to do that. But he's not out there doing Comic-Cons. He's not out there doing stuff like this. Sure, are you going to lose a little bit because, oh, hey, MJF no-showed? But the amount of humanity that he showed in that promo makes me want to go meet this dude now. Makes me want to go meet him and have him tell me to fuck off. Pay $40 to have him tell me to fuck off. I don't need a picture with him. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care. Trev, where do you stand?
Exactly the way you said it. I have no argument about it.
I'm
It's
sorry.
a masterclass.
I'm sorry, boys. I needed to take 5 after all that.
You're good. No, but I
The rest
agree
of us
with.
get candy bars?
Huh?
He said he needed to take 5 after that. Do the rest of us get candy bars?
Shut up. Let's continue. Don't derail
Take
it.
5 is very underrated.
It is pretzels. And
Clint, how did the promo make you feel? If you want to call it a promo.
Excited.
About?
Nothing's felt this real in a long time. Nothing. Nothing has felt like you don't know what's happening. You don't know what the fuck is going on. Everyone's in the same boat. We don't know what's going on. And you know what? It's fucking exciting. It's very, very exciting. If they're working us together, kudos to the both of them. Kudos to the both of them. If this is a shoot, it's one of the best shoots I've ever seen. One of the best shoot works I've ever seen. But at the end of the day, I don't know what's going on. You don't know what the fuck's going on. There's only 2 people in the world who know what's going on, and that's MJF and Tony Khan. And that's exciting.
The last time that I think anybody felt as moved by a promo, it was another MJF promo. It was him being bullied in high school or middle school. It was that promo. Here's the thing that should stand out the most from that promo tonight. To anybody who watched, he said something that was spot on. I'm the only person who makes you feel. That's it. I mean, yes, did he say that he doesn't have to do all the other shit that like a lot of these people do, where they're trying to get their spots in, they're trying to do all this like ridiculous stuff to try to like pop the crowd? Yes. But he's the only one who makes you feel emotionally. And that's true. There's nobody else. You can't even go with CM Punk right now. There's nobody else on the roster who cuts a promo and makes you feel something to your core. There have been moments where Eddie Kingston has cut a promo that you've been like, all right, yeah, cool. Like I'd ride or die with Eddie Kingston. But like MJF's at a whole other level. Like somebody asked earlier in the show, in the comments, is this the best promo in 10 years? Yeah. It is. The Miz promo was really good on Talking Smack. It was a fine promo in the moment because that, again, was like a nice blurring of reality and story. But this is at a different level because this is a case where this guy has helped to build a new company and hasn't been shown respect and has watched these other people get brought in at ridiculous sums of money. There was no past precedent in AEW like there was with WWE, which is why I think this one kind of rings so true. Now, from a business standpoint, Tony Khan's in a really bad spot because if he does shell out more money but doesn't extend the talent, you're potentially setting a bad precedent in other, day one superstars, day one wrestlers coming back and saying, I deserve more. Now, there really isn't anybody who's been there since day one who probably deserves to have some massive uptick. I don't think there's anybody right now on the roster who is even remotely close to making as big of an impact based on like how low of an expectation there was in the company. But this was an absolute masterclass. I think we're all probably going to go back and watch it multiple times. Interesting note, playing into this whole like it's definitely a work, is AEW took down the tweets about the MJF promo. So they were there, and they no longer are, which is interesting. But I think that's more to try to make people think that it's a real thing.
Yeah.
But
They're-
glorious, absolutely glorious.
Their social media team's absolutely fantastic. Like now, so the funny part is, so they had those time tweets that went up about the Wardlow stuff and while all that stuff was going on, and then they pulled them. Which to me is one of those things that it's like, how many people are they actually telling? I know tweets get timed. Like I know that, and I should set up stuff that way, and I don't. I'm horrible at it. But so they know stuff that gets timed out like that. But how many people know of the situation that's going on? Because to me, as it stands in this exact moment, there's 3 people that know what's going on with this. Tony, MJF, and whoever is running the soundboard at that time. That's it. And the soundboard guy's only getting a little bit of it. There might be one other person that knows what's going on in the world with that kind of stuff. And if I had to assume, it's probably Excalibur, but that's it.
Or you got Tony in the person's ear going, cut the mic, like from gorilla position.
It was interesting. This just kind of plays back into it. There was no mention of MJF the rest of the show. They didn't harken back to the promo. Nothing. There's been no acknowledgement of it, which I think is, again, like another telltale sign that this is part of a story. But they're trying really hard now to make it feel like it's a real thing. By the way, if I'm wrong, if it comes out that that this was actually happening, that this was a shoot, this wasn't supposed to happen, and that like MJF departs the company in like a month, then by all means we'll come back here and we'll apologize and say
I'll eat. I will eat all of the fucking crow, dude. I don't have a problem with that.
And the last thing I'm going to say about the MJF promo before we move on is because I'm going to segue, is that MJF said that these people who are ex-WWE guys were getting paid more than he is. And what did Tony Khan do? He followed up that MJF promo with a match between 2 ex-WWE guys, between Johnny Elite and Miro. Miro's back. That's great news. We're going to keep this one short and sweet like this squash match was. And Miro's back with a vengeance. He took out Johnny Elite and made him tap with the game over. Great return to form for Miro. I fucking loved it.
He wants his title back.
He does. His neck of sand is fixed, but his heart is broken.
Amazing.
What? Dude,
so happy he's back.
So you called that. So you said earlier today, you said, I need Miro to come back and take Johnny Elite. Yep. I popped in my living room. My daughter came out. She goes, Dad, what's wrong? Right? Not that she talks like, Daddy, what's wrong? Like that. She thought I was mad about something. And I'm like, it's Miro. And she just gives me this like blank stare. And I'm like, you'll get it when you're older. The perfect guy to return. So if you're going to do at the night after a pay-per-view, if you're going to do a return, that's the return I need to see. That's what I need. Miro has been that, like, he can fill a void that we've all been missing for such a long time because he has the talking points. He has the violence in the ring, but it's done in such a way that you're like, okay, it's not weapons based. He is the weapon. So that's the perfect return. That's exactly what we needed.
And then we move on to the Jericho Appreciation Society promo. They come out and they just cut the promo about how they won and that they just destroyed Eddie Kingston and his pals. Matt Menard is completely underrated on the mic. I think that guy oozes charisma. I don't care that he's screaming into the microphone. That guy is fucking money on the mic. And it is a smart idea to put him on it as much as they can. But
what did JR say? He said, what a noggin or something like that. Fucking because he
had all the cuts on his
head
forehead.
Ever.
Yeah, because he had all the cuts on his forehead. From when he got stabbed with the fork and shit.
He's got a massive fucking head.
But then out came Eddie Kingston and William Regal to challenge to blood and guts. Jericho denied. Ethan, enough of that tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston came out with William Regal for William Regal to just say blood and guts. Jericho denied it first, and then they attacked Kingston. Jericho's still in the ring. Out comes Ortiz with the scissors, cuts out a piece of Jericho's hair. They accept the match on the condition that Jericho gets to face Ortiz in a hair versus hair match. So Ortiz is going bald.
I think Jericho might.
I'm thinking Jericho might go bald. He's already balding at part of his head, anyways.
Oh yeah.
But I believe whoever wins that match, their team is losing at Blood and Guts.
Ooh.
Okay, so Ortiz, sorry you're losing your hair, bud.
I still think Jericho loses.
I want to see Jericho never win that match. Like, have him keep being in it, but he never wins.
It's okay. We get to see it in person.
I'm so excited for that.
What if they use you as a weapon, Trevor?
If they make it over to section 125, I'll be fucking impressed.
I'm going to be happy about it. I want to see Trevor get used as a weapon. I want to see somebody beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
They're going to push Jericho off the cage and onto Trevor.
Take me.
Mm-hmm. Trevor's going to catch him.
So the next thing on the
It'd be
card,
a safer landing than the last one.
This next match, it was the 10-man tag. It was the Young Bucks, Red Dragon, and Hikilo. They defeated Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Christian Cage, Darby Allin, and Matt Hardy in a fun little 10-man tag. Nothing offensive about it. It was just dumb fun.
Right.
The Young Bucks get the win with the Mets
tag team champions. A fun little match with the tag team champions. Swell.
Listen, this was
the belts. Why?
This was far from the least offensive thing on the show. In fact, I'm still going to stand behind this as probably my favorite Dynamite episode of the year so far. Because then we move on from that 10-man into the Athena promo, where we finally get to hear fucking Stokey Hathaway speak. And he is worth every fucking dollar they're paying him.
Is his name
Malcolm
Stokey or Stokely? I thought it was
Stokely
Stokely.
Hathaway.
Stokely.
Okay. You keep calling him Stokey.
I have a thing.
Just Stokey in the fire here.
But anyways, he comes out and he calls her the queen, that she's a goddess, and that she will not be defending the TBS championship against Athena. Then the baddies get in her face. Out come Anna Jay. Out comes Chris Statlander to have a 3v3 confrontation, which is leading now to Athena versus Kiera Hogan this Friday night on Rampage.
So
Stokely Hathaway. Anytime they put a mic in his hand on TV, it's amazing.
He's really good. If you guys have never seen, one of Clint and I's favorite TikToks is Dakota Kai going to do the Bus It challenge, and it's just Stokely / Malcolm Bivens. It's just him going, "What you looking at? What you thought?" It doesn't make much sense if I do it, but
Nah, go out of your way to just look up Dakota Kai TikTok. You'll find it. Then we move on to a squash match with Wardlow versus JD Drake. Wardlow destroyed him. Then out come Mark Sterling to serve him papers that he's being sued by the security workers for all of them he destroyed during the MJF feud. I feel this is the wrong direction. Wardlow is white hot. You need to get him into high-profile matches immediately.
Put the TNT belt on him.
He wants it too, which is weird. He did an interview leading up to Double or Nothing where he talked about how like that's where his focus has been, which I think is weird but okay.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like they're inevitably going to try to run Wardlow versus Miro, and that's not a good match.
Mm-mm.
no,
That's like Powerhouse versus Powerhouse.
see, no, but you said the right name. Powerhouse Hobbs versus Wardlow. I am much more interested in than Miro versus Wardlow. I'm much more, but no, go ahead.
Wardlow versus Keith Lee could be interesting. The problem is it feels like when you book two hosses against each other, it has the potential to be pretty good, and it also has the potential to expose both of them, especially their weaknesses. So you have to be really careful with it.
Mm-hmm.
Wardlow's going to run through everybody he gets to right now. And I think that's why they don't know what to do with him. I think the ultimate goal is, and this banked on a lot of what happened, they need MJF to win that title from CM Punk, and they need Wardlow to take it from MJF. That's where it needs to go.
That's a good idea.
That's where it needs to go. And I feel that way because MJF is the only person that you can like reasonably go, okay, if Wardlow faces him and it's a legitimate like build up to it and everything, he's gonna find some devious fucking tactics to try to turn on this, because it was at a point where if he runs through with this whole program that Russ is talking about and he says, let me build, let me try to, you know, bring in the AEW guys under my belt. Wardlow was never an AEW guy. He was somebody that MJF wronged. So why would he have the sentiment towards what MJF's like model program is? Until last week or until Sunday night, Wardlow wasn't all elite. I mean, we know he was, but Wardlow wasn't all elite. He was an MJF employee. So if he goes to that point, as far as MJF is concerned, Wardlow's an usurper.
Okay.
Oh, guys, really quick. I hate to throw things off here. How far are you from Grand Rapids?
I was just about to bring that up because Battle of the Belts is in Grand Rapids on August 5th.
Run the other way. Because if we've learned one thing, it's that Battle of the Belts is straight up basura.
I'll go to an AEW event. I don't care. I'll go drive out to Grand Rapids again.
Where's that at? Is Van Andel?
I don't know. I'll look it up. But let's fly through the rest of Dynamite because we've already been doing this for about an hour and a half now, okay? So let's see here. We're just going to fly through this match. The Ruby Soho, Tony Storm defeated Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter in a, like I said, a very good women's match. There was nothing offensive on this show tonight. Everything was from okay to great to the MJF promo fantastic. Then we find out Battle of the Belts is going to happen in Grand Rapids. Then we find out that the Blood and Guts match is going to happen in Detroit, so I'm pretty stoked on that. And then we had Moxley versus Garcia, which was a phenomenal way to top off this episode of Dynamite. Hard-hitting, bloody, and violent, just the way I fucking like it. I love Garcia. I love Moxley. I think these two work well together. Appreciate the silence, boys.
So here's my thing. I know we're getting Blood and Guts. I hate how the Jericho programs continue to drag on and on and on and on with the same people. I like the Blood and Guts thing. It just feels very soon after Double or Nothing that you went from Anarchy in the Arena to the Blood and Guts thing. I feel like just one of them needed to be done. I'm excited that we're getting both of them, and I hope that Blood and Guts is better than Anarchy in the Arena is. Or was, to me anyway. I know to you it was fantastic. So for your sake, I hope it's even better.
It's got a lot to live up to for me.
It's because Jericho likes to leech on to whatever the hottest act is, and then he pulls it down. That's why.
Wizard.
He did it with Kingston. He's doing it now. I like Jericho a lot. I think Jericho is one of the best of all time. Mm-hmm. But Jericho tends to see something sparkling, shiny, something that's like getting, a good ratings pop, and then goes, I'm gonna let's make this a 3-month program. We don't need
Kevin Owens.
I mean, he's done it a few times in AEW. He's doing it again. Blackpool Combat Club was one of the hottest acts going. Now it's locked into this shit, which means we're going to see less.
4 weeks. For 4 more weeks. And they've really only were in it for the past 2. So honestly, a 6-week program for Blackpool while they don't have Wheeler Yuta with them is not a bad idea.
Where is he at?
He's in New Japan right now.
Anything that actively prevents us from seeing Bryan Danielson in a match is a waste of our time. That's the truth.
He's still being featured every week, though.
Doing what?
Wrestling.
He's wrestling as a tag team guy, where they put Danielson into like he gets put into spots where he gets a little bit of shine. It's mostly a Moxley fest. And then Danielson like does something towards the end where he puts somebody in a submission. Danielson was so hot for so long when he first came into the company, and it just feels like another one of these start and stop moments where you're like, shit. Like you had something really great. You decided to kind of pivot for whatever reason. Blackpool Combat Club could be great. But like I want to see Danielson wrestle. You know, it was like one thought that went through my head early in the Anarchy in the Arena match. I was like, I have to watch this instead of watching Bryan Danielson like have a legitimate, fantastic technical wrestling match. And then like the match got better as it went along, and it got so ridiculous and over the top. I was like, all right, this is cool. It re-energized me, but like I'm gonna see Bryan Danielson wrestle. I want to see him in a singles match. I don't need to see him in a tag team match.
I have a fun thought. What about this? Feel free to dish in on this, guys. So Yuta comes back from New Japan, and Danielson goes, well, it's great you've been off playing with, you know, whoever that is, but I want a shot for your pure belt. I think that would be a fun little in-thing competition. And with the pure belt rules, it's not really a face heel type thing. Mm-hmm. It's literally just combat versus combat. And I think that would be a fun little thing for Danielson to be like, you always got to be on your toes because you never know who's going to challenge you. And it might actually even motivate Wheeler a little bit. Or if he comes back, he's a little cocky because he's been doing well in New Japan, things like that. Comes back and does that. Then we get to see Bryan Danielson, Wheeler Yuta. We get to see how Yuta has progressed since he's been with BCC and go past that point. I like those two together in the ring. So I want to see more of that. I'm really kind of frustrated because now they're together. I don't get to see that. That's not something I'm going to see.
I'm enjoying it.
And I'm glad. That's the best part about wrestling is there's something for everybody. It doesn't need to be something where I have to enjoy it and you and Trevor. Somebody can just enjoy one of us can enjoy one thing, and then everybody else can enjoy something else, and it can be something completely different. Trevor, what do you enjoy?
Good question.
Trevor was listening to K-pop while you were talking, so
I'm not
part of the BTS army.
No, I'm actually listening to everybody talk. Wow, I'm just
on the talking aspect. Well, on the talking aspect, we're probably going to call it a night here. We've covered essentially 7 hours of wrestling across an hour and a half. So we hope we helped you out there. We had a good laugh or two. I'm exhausted now because you guys made me laugh so fucking hard.
Did you talk about the last match?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, well, then I zoned out at that part because
he wasn't listening to us talk.
He wasn't. Absolutely wasn't.
No,
but I'm going to bring it to an abrupt end there because I know Ethan's got shit to do. I know everyone else wants to get to bed. So
I've been doing it during the entire thing, and I've still been somehow paying attention. I don't know how I did it. But to my left,
you can find me at PK Batman on Twitter. To my right,
you can find me at Jensen Collins 3 on Twitter. To our southwest, you can find Russell Joy on Broad, or Snow the Goalie, or multiple other things.
Just follow him on Twitter. You'll get it all.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
And that's to my southeast, holy shit, it's Trevor Davis. You can find him.
AKA Trevor Steen for that stupid promo I did. And you can find me at Nightmare Kuda on Twitter.
And you can find us at On a Forklift Pod on Twitter, channel Snickle Fritz on YouTube, and Twitch at PK Batman 420.
And as always,
we love you, Judy.
We love you, Judy.
Have a good night, everyone.